Mhm.
Recording is on.
Very good. Okay, and in terms of my onboardings for the business, to go back towards the crypto portfolio management, I don't have a minimum. Uh, what I recommend to people within the community is that we collaborate and work together, and help each other benefit by getting involved in each other's businesses. We need to create money velocity, and unfortunately, in smaller markets, you have to create money velocity amongst each other. But it's more of a blessing because eventually that money velocity will increase, more outside investment will come in, and self sufficiency will follow in a short space of time. And I focus very closely on the best staking investments. Personally, I think Theta Fuel, and Persistence are the best transparent staking investments. And I have in terms of initial investments, those are the three largest positions in my portfolio. When I started, the largest initial investment position in my portfolio is for Pirate Chain, which I put approximately a $12,000 position in. And I am more of a buy and hold investor. I don't like to do a lot of speculative flips, but I will be adding day trading for all new onboardings. Not all clients want to continuously dollar cost average. What I recommend is that if you want to work with me, don't throw half your stack at me. Throw a smaller amount, like 5%, 1%. It's all going to be relative to the size of your stack. So if you got $5,000 or I don't know, 25 grand that you want to offload and diversify into some assets they may not know about, I will be happy to do that for you. I also provide geopolitical reports and crypto reports on a weekly basis. I've provided them to Primal Advantage. She is one of my clients, but I took her on for free. I didn't even take her money. I invested on her behalf because um, that's how much I desire to be her champion. That's how much I desire to step up for her. No matter if it's $100 or 100,000, it doesn't fucking matter. Um, so integrity is my brand, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a large business. I get $70,000 of funds under management, and I'm hodling. I'm doing rebalance trades from time to time. I'm doing what I can to reduce entries with staking income. So that's helpful because when you have a larger position in staking income and you get a good entry, you can continuously reduce that entry at a faster pace, especially if you have a larger position. And that's a really good way to offset losses in other areas of a portfolio, especially if you have something that is centrally uh, accessible. See, here's the thing with the persistence. Persistence is the gateway from legacy finance to decentralized finance and to metaverse use cases. It is what brings those two worlds together. And legacy finance is not going to have a choice. If they want to have any place in the new economy, they're going to be forced to adopt it. That's precisely what's going to happen there. In terms of demanding KYC from non KYC customers, I think that is highly doubtful because Singapore has no income tax. So they can't practically do this. Um, but anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen. I keep all of my customer funds on KuCoin. Well, not all of them, but 50%. For those that are not comfortable with certain assets, such as privacy coins being on the exchange, I'll set up a non-custodial wallet for them. That's why KuCoin is frustrating to use as an exchange for client investments, because if I use something that is a complete privacy aspect, I can just create a key store and have a separate profile on each key store and keep all the investments within the context of what those trading pairs are. So I'm willing to work with you in a variety of different ways. If you want to create a privacy profile, or you go towards any type of asset that you're not 100% sure of, it's good to start low and then diversify. Currently, my personal portfolio is about 20% privacy coins and 80% transparent. By the end of this run, I expect it to be closer to 50-50 because privacy coins are going to catch up with the other larger venture capital backed funds as well in a very short space of time. That capital is going to move. There are plenty of rich people of integrity that aren't going to finance the system. And I coach consistently to my clients: don't invest in Chainlink, don't invest in Ethereum. When you got ass clowns like Vitalik Buterin saying we need artificial wombs so that women can focus on their careers, it's like it's really just a clue for we want to manufacture babies to butt fuck, and we want women to be put in their place to have joyless, meaningless existences. They have no connection to the divine masculine, no connection to the divine feminine, no connection to their oversoul, and are just little lemmings punching the clock until we pull the plug on it. So, yeah, it's Yeah, it's really important. It's really important to have integrity in business, especially in the crypto business, because we're not just going into business to make money. We're going into business to basically rug pull the establishment. And ladies and gentlemen, we have the opportunity to rug pull the establishment before us. We do. And that's going to be all for the business. And anybody that wishes to work with me on this phone call, direct message me on Telegram. I will post my my handle right now for Telegram. And let's do this. Okay, there's my Telegram handle. Feel free to reach out to me and DM me. I provide all of my reports to my clients in Telegram. Everything stays inside of Telegram. I do have a backup session group that I'm building so that I can post my geopolitical reports to my clients rather than just kind of randomly shoot them off to people. And I prefer to do that in session because session is purely anonymous, but I know who's who, whereas Telegram has its advantages but isn't quite there. And I also offer operational security consulting. I also offer building proof of work mining. I've helped several clients build out some proof of work mining rigs. For any proof of work mining rigs that I set up, I ask for a 10% commission of the block rewards, and that basically 10% of whatever comes in, and that's just kind of baked into the cake, and it's an honor system, and that's how I like to work. And there is one other venture that I'm involved in that was my second venture, and that is with medical cannabis. And I focus mainly on above board B2B deals right now, but I also focus on the Agorist community, but I'm not going to go into the details as to what that involves for obvious reasons during this chat. But if you do wish to gain access to Rick Simpson oil, which has been central to my recovery in so many ways, DM me and I can get you prices, and we can do direct shipments that are very secure. We only ship to United States customers at this time. Unfortunately, my supplier network has not yet been internationalized, but I do hope to do that in the future and get some more B2B stuff in and go from there so that we can stack. And I accept Nero exclusively as payment for obvious reasons. We all want to protect our privacy in this community. So if you have an interest in obtaining real medicine, I'm your man. I am your medicine man. I am your crypto guide. I am your trusted friend. And I am honored to be in this space. And that is the end of my presentation, ladies and gentlemen. I will turn this to Q&A.
Chris, I just want to thank you for giving us that presentation, man.
You're welcome. Yeah, it is an incredibly powerful healing story. And the point is, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's about true love, whether it's about holding on to this mortal coil, whether it's about life, whether it's about breaking connections that are bad for you, whether it's a bad relationship for food, these things can be broken. But I wanted to give everyone a word of caution. If you have like crusty feet, or you have dry scalp, or if you have persistent issues with fungal infections, don't just assume that you can pop an antibiotic and be done with it. Look at full spectrum healing. Look at Rick Simpson oil. Get to the root of the cause. And the cause is acidosis. And you have to have an alkaline environment to remove acidosis. Heavy acidity is a mind killer and is a body killer. Because when I started removing these tumors, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't crave those foods anymore. Like, there was so much pressure, and this might be a little detailed for some people. There was so much pressure around my sacral region that I could tell that my disease was definitely influencing my behavior. Like, I had a lot of pressure around, as I said, my prostate gland, and I would really be geared towards, activities that were bad for me in this context. I had an unhealthy, uh, sexual energy flow. And then that sexual energy flow improved massively as a result of removing all these problems. And it was all from a miracle of embedding electrical energy in my hand. And I feel 25 years younger. I've lost 40 pounds in 3 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, and I feel fine because most of the weight that was tumors, and that's what I've been digging out of my soul with every fiber of my being for the last 10, 11 days. And it's getting easier. It's more of like, just kind of finding it and wiping it out. But at first it was like an exorcism. I was screaming at a demon. And, and at one point I saw, and I forgot to mention something. I saw Primal Vange's face and I looked at the demon and I said, "You will not take her away from me." And I powered through it and I survived. And I felt the tension release. And the beast did not take her away from me. And I still have this community. I still have all of you. And I still have my health. And I'm a survivor. And one day when this story is told formally, I think I will be remembered as one of the greatest healers in the world to boot. And yeah, that's where I stand with that. But yeah, Matt, you can get RSO from me directly, but the lead time on it is kind of long. So if you get your order in, let me know, because I am all of my products come from Mount Shasta in California. Mount Shasta is a sacred portal site, and sacred portal sites have very unique terpenes and significantly more powerful molecular effects on the body than any cannabis that you'll find anywhere else in the world. And it is, in my opinion, the best product I have ever had the pleasure of coming across. It's organically grown, no pesticides, no spraying, no nothing. You will not.
Amazing.
Yeah. But I'll sit tight for any other questions. Feel free to post into the chat or unmute yourselves. Maybe you have any questions about any projects or anything that you are investing in that you're kind of on the fence about, or you can always just ask in private. But just
Chris, I have some private things I'm going to send you.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. But what do you think KuCoin is going to get rugged? Because I mean, I have like shit coins on there from Elon, and I also day trade on it. So part of me feels like I could get robbed any day now.
Well, this is what I would advise you to do, Matt. Take a look at polarity.exchange and thorswap.finance. Look at both of these websites, or not websites, but decentralized exchanges. Look at the trading pairs that are available. Check each of the assets, compare them against your portfolio. Anything that's in KuCoin that you're trading that has adequate liquidity for your risk tolerance, move it to one of those decentralized exchanges. If you're not satisfied with the liquidity, there's going to be a better opportunity on ThorSwap, because ThorSwap's going to have, they're going to have a lot more trading pairs. In my opinion, it's a much simpler DEX because it's going to have Haven, it's going to have Monero on there. The only thing I don't like about ThorSwap is the swap fees are significantly higher than Polarity. But I find Polarity to be a little bit more ahead of the game, but we want multiple DEXs. We want a robust ecosystem here. So start using those two exchanges. Start shifting some of your trading to there, especially if it's Monero. We need more liquidity on these exchanges. And if you guys are balling, take half your stack and throw it in, because that's going to take away a lot of this wash trading and arbitrage nonsense, and you'll actually be able to sell your stuff when it comes time to sell. So, at some point, people are going to get robbed, and they're going to have no choice. So,
do you know if that exchange that you just mentioned has a stable coin? Did you know what the transaction fee is?
There is not a stable coin on ThorSwap. The way that ThorSwap functions is when you're doing direct swaps, you're usually depositing Litecoin and things of this nature. I'm pretty sure that they do have a USDT trading pairs. They are building them. There's more USDT trading pairs and XUSD trading pairs on Polarity, but Polarity focuses more on XUSD than USDT. So you're going to be dealing with almost exclusively privacy-based assets on Polarity, whereas on ThorSwap you'll have some transparent and private stuff.
Do you think it'll ever be possible to trade directly off the ledger like a day trader? Because like as a day trader, I like kind of unique requirements in terms of, like you said, liquidity, but also like you can't have too high transaction fee or it erodes your edge. Like you can't day trade on Pro Coinbase.
Well, you can link up a ledger with ThorSwap. I haven't tested it on Polarity.
I'm really
I know
keeping all that stuff on exchanges, because I've been hacked many times now.
Well,
So
decentralized exchanges, there's nothing to hack.
But I had to change it.
Yeah, on decentralized exchanges, there's nothing to hack. That's the beauty of it, because you're in possession of the private key. What a decentralized exchange is it's a non-custodial wallet and a trading platform under the same protocol. Okay, so anytime you're logging in, it's the same as accessing a web wallet. You are passing an encrypted private key that you've decrypted anytime that you authenticate, and you're authenticating with your key store file or with your mnemonic phrase. I always keep the mnemonic phrase and the key store file written down or put on mental storage, and that tends to be how I go about things. Okay, so here's some questions. What was the second one? Okay, the two exchanges are. I'll just put.
Chris,
I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You went on mute. I couldn't hear you. So
yeah, sorry about that. The question from Primal Advantage. What's the second one? So I'll post both of the website addresses now. The first one for Polarity is polarity.exchange. So there's the first one, and the second one is going to be ThorSwap.finance. There you go. Polarity.exchange and ThorSwap.finance. Now, you can obtain Rune on KuCoin or ThorSwap. Now, to get it on ThorSwap, you have to swap Litecoin for it, but the transaction fees off, you just buy it on KuCoin and send it to my my Dex wallet. But yeah, if you got some money that you just want to trade with, and you don't want to be fucked with by the centralized exchanges, move to these two. I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, the next couple of years, these are going to be some of the most used exchanges in crypto.
Good. I always got to plan ahead because I know, it's just a matter of time before, someone threatens KuCoin to do what Binance did to everybody.
Yep, swap fees are fixed 1 cent on Polarity. Yeah, and that's great because you got swap fees of 1/10% on KuCoin, and if you're doing a $1 million trade,
1 cent,
that's a lot of money.
Wow.
Yeah, fixed 1 cent. So that means the dollar tanks, and those. I mean, the first mover advantage is definitely with us. Because
that would definitely improve my strategy. Like that's a huge difference between 0.2%.
Yeah, you're not pissing away your gains on trading fees, man. You don't want to do that.
And you said the liquidity is okay. Where you don't let's say I press the button, because timing's everything. You don't have to wait like 2 minutes to get in or something, right?
No, it's pretty snappy. I haven't had any problems with trades. I mean, they usually go through in a few seconds, just like KuCoin. So.
Wow.
I mean, there are problems more so than centralized exchanges in some instances, but they've got a Telegram channel. So you can always have a look at their Telegram channel and ask them in there. Actually, the admin of Polarity is a good friend of mine from several different crypto groups, including Crypto Frontrunners. I don't know if he's in Fractal. I should check, but I'm in several different crypto groups. So unfortunately, I can't give all my energy to them. And Fractal was basically the long lost brother that kind of took me in. I didn't have a lot of direct communication with Matt at first. It was mostly Arcturian, but I knew I found a home when I found Fractal, and I'm going to pull in as many people of integrity as I can into this group and power forward with the new economy. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, just put a portion of your portfolios. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. If I sense there's going to be a problem with KuCoin, I'll just shift the trading somewhere else. But I don't see that happening this year. I don't see that happening this year. There's going to be too much demand because at some point the financial censorship is going to go to a certain point. And I put out an exclusive alert to my subscribers. I had inside information from the Bank of England. U.S. dollar, the euro, and the British pound are basically going on a down. The U.S. dollar, the British pound, and the euro are anticipated to see significant hyperinflation within the next 12 months. The Bank of England expects that crypto adoption is going to rapidly rise in a similar manner as the adoption that has taken place in Turkey and Lebanon. For those of you that are not aware, Turkey's crypto adoption rate is above 50% now. There's more people using crypto than fiat. And in Lebanon, it's as high as 75%. People have dumped fiat in droves. And if you want a cup of coffee, you have to pay for it in Monero if you go to Beirut. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Beirut is one of the biggest cities in the Middle East. Okay. And if you want to go on vacation to Beirut, or if you want to go on vacation to Damascus, these shops are everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. And the media is not going to report it. It's just not going to happen. So this is happening, and we're ahead of the game because we're reading between the lines. We see what's happening, and we don't deny what we see, like the Vax Muppets. We know better, because we stand in truth and we stand in divinity. We don't stand in control or coercion. Ever.
Excuse me, can I ask a question, please?
Go right ahead, Tristan.
Okay, I just got to kind of quickly preface this with forgive me, and I'll try to just make a long story short. I'm kind of a newbie, but I do have kind of a burning question about this idea that there's this big shift that happened yesterday, and like the Fed is pumping hiking rates and that there's there's going to be this huge shift that started yesterday. Are there any thoughts on that?
Excellent question, Tristan. I do have thoughts on it. Okay. The Federal Reserve has been in a rate trap for years. Okay. And if they lower rates, they'll crash the economy. If they raise rates, they'll crash the dollar. They've chosen to crash the dollar. And the reason why they've done that is there was an exclusive Wall Street Journal article that was published just I think it was yesterday, actually. I immediately sent it to my clients that Saudi Arabia is negotiating with China to start selling oil in Chinese yuan instead of US dollars. If that happens, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've got a shitload of jerry cans because you're going to need them. Yeah, that's the long and short of it. Prepare now. The dollar's days are numbered.
So, in terms of things that we can focus on, would that be? What would that be?
Well, there are several ways to approach it, and it varies based upon a person's individual circumstances, right? And what are our circumstances? I'll answer Matt's question shortly, but if you're looking at assets, I mean, it's just like starting out any portfolio. You can consult with me, and I can, we can do a consult. I can schedule you, and we can go over some different asset classes to choose from. Personally, what I do is I have about roughly 33% to 40% of my portfolio in precious metals, physical precious metals, and the rest of it is in crypto. And then I have some in cash, and I've also got rare coins, ancient coins like ancient Greece, ancient Rome, and some coins from ancient Mesopotamia. So there are a wide variety of different hedges, but in terms of day-to-day spending, you got to have digital cash. Monero, Pirate Chain, 90% silver dimes. The reason why I say 90% silver dimes is because silver dimes are the smallest denomination silver you can get. You don't want to get worthless change back in your hands when you're bartering. You want to keep that stuff out of your pocket. That's the first rule of bartering. You want to keep value in your hands, and you only want to pay for what you're getting, and you don't want to get anything worthless. So copper coins, if you're living in the United States, are an excellent option. Copper coins, last time I checked, were worth 3 times their face value. and that means that any pre-1982 Lincoln cent is worth 3 cents. Okay, copper mining is the primary mining source for most silver that comes out of the ground, ladies and gentlemen. So think about what that means for silver's price, especially with supply chain disruptions incoming and psychopaths trying to start World War III. There is no way that silver does not go to the triple digits within the next 12 months, in my opinion. And if you look at the usdebtclock.org, actually, I want everybody to go there right now. Go to usdebtclock.org. I'll post the URL, and I'm actually going to go there right now and find out what the current dollar to silver and dollar to gold ratio is. And I'm going to find out what that is real quick. So, and this is a good price predictor because this is all US dollars priced in silver. And keep in mind, most US dollars that have been printed or that have been put into the economy were created within the last 2 years. We're in full Weimarization right now, 100%. So have a look at that and take a look at the dollar to silver ratio and the dollar to gold ratio. There's 2 categories there. And I'm still loading the page. My internet connection is not that snappy. But right now, the dollar to silver ratio is $2,884 per ounce. And the dollar to gold ratio is $21,072 per ounce. Think about that. Think about what that means for gold and silver prices, ladies and gentlemen. This is just indexed to what's in circulation that we know about. Add a COMEX default to that, and you got $1,000 silver, ladies and gentlemen. Easily. Do I think silver will ever realize intrinsic value, not financially rigged? That depends on a lot of factors. That depends on how silver is indexed to crypto. I anticipate that precious metals and crypto will have some type of symbiotic relationship. And I think that there will be trading pairs for synthetic silver assets that are physically redeemable in a short space of time. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so bullish on Haven Protocol, is because they have these synthetic silver assets that are indexed to the price of silver, and it's an ideal digital alternative to buying physical silver or holding in stable coins because that value stays there. But my hesitance with Haven is the number of times it's been hacked, and some people that I know lost their shirt on that investment. Fortunately, I did not, but I just got lucky. But the advantage to that is that Haven is significantly below its all-time high price even now with the pumps, and you got great entry points across the board right now, ladies and gentlemen. So there's going to be excellent opportunities to get in now, because when the liftoff starts, you don't want to be chasing those pumps because you're going to get pump and dumped, and you don't want that to happen to you.
So
go ahead, Tristan.
You talked about gold. That's interesting. I feel like we're moving into a world that's we're gonna be exchanging energy more and more. If you know what I mean, like
I do.
I'm a newbie to crypto, and I've been kind of like researching altcoins for about 3 months now, and I just joined the Matt's channel about a week ago. So thank you for the information.
Yeah, you're welcome. Right now, if you're just looking to start with some basic assets, get yourself Monero and a few staking assets. Just start getting passive income. People miss the passive income approach to wealth building. You can't just rely on flips. You want something hitting your pocket on a daily basis. And I take my staking investments right now with XPRT persistence, and I just pile that stuff into Monero every couple of days. And if somebody needs some extra cash in my immediate vicinity, or I just want to send somebody a tip, or help out some content creators like like Max Egan or Josh Sigurdson or Henrik Palmgren or anybody else that I like to watch, on BitChute or whatever, and I'll shoot them some Monero and or Pirate Chain or whatever. I've donated to all these people, so we're uncancelable because we know how to not get canceled. We're well educated on Web3. We're not going to get scaremongered by the establishment. So there's not going to be issues there. Emerging sectors within crypto, such as carbon credit, sustainability, and ESG, absolutely not. They can take their carbon credits and they can stick them where the sun don't shine, because we're all carbon-based life forms. The anti-carbon movement is an anti-human movement. Carbon credit sustainability is just code for genocide. Anybody that tries to impose that upon me will get a face full of double-aught buckshot. And I won't think twice. As for, we cash out into when we see euphoria and the blow off top and concerned because it's obvious fiat currencies are going to turn to shit and already worthless and not too keen to sell. Thinking Pax Gold, other thoughts or options? Well, Pax Gold is on the Ethereum blockchain. And we all know how much censorship is happening on Ethereum. Fortunately, so the smart contracts can be controlled by whoever's writing the contract. But let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, MetaMask has a backdoor API gateway into their quote-unquote non-custodial wallet, where Klaus Schwab can basically prevent you from being able to transact on your wallets. And they just decide to blacklist VPN nodes on Mulvad, for example. Then suddenly you can't use your VPN to gain access to any of your stuff. So decentralized VPNs are important. Another project, DVPN, Sentinel DVPN, is available on KuCoin. That's a great project to invest in. While I'm on that point, but for me, just cash out into Monero. Hold on to Monero. Okay, Monero is your cash out, right? And silver is your cash out, and physical property, guns, or try to do the best you can to internationalize your presence. My plan with my profits is to get myself a situation stood up someplace in Mexico. I'm looking at the Sierra Madre Mountains in the west. Of course, a great member of our group who was actually interviewed by a World Alternative Media, Adrian York, who is currently living, I believe, in Puerto Vallarta, as I recall. Puerto Vallarta, Acapulco, I think is PB he's living in right now. But he's traveling. He's originally from Norway. I think he's down in South America right now, like Ecuador or someplace, I think. I don't know exactly, but he's been really a great guy in terms of his advice. And what he recommended was, at least to me personally, was to just pile some profits in staking assets. Also, if you have staking assets to pump, unstake your tokens, sell them, hold on to them, buy them back at a lower price. If you 5x your holdings, you 5x your passive income. Trade it. Don't sell everything. Sell and trade it. Sell into, if you want to sell in a stablecoin, do so. But there's going to be massive shorts against Tether. Tether has huge Evergrande exposure, right? So sell into Monero and then use that as your pathway out, because Monero is going to be ascending last, but it's going to do a very steady increase. And when it reaches $900 to $1,000, it'll probably have a retrace to somewhere around the $350 to $500 area, and then it's going to go to the 5 figures. So, just don't put it all in there. Just take a section of it and buy as many precious metals and resources as you can. And what I would suggest is look at a picture of somebody that you love deeply and stare at that picture as hard as you can and repeat 4 words: I will take profit. You look hard at that person, whether it's the lovely lady in your life or your little boy or your little girl or your grandmother or a parent that passed away or someone that encouraged you to do something you haven't done that's good for you. Just repeat those 4 words. HEQ. I'm not familiar with HEQ. I'm familiar with XEQ. Anybody in here familiar with HEQ as a ticker symbol? Oh, XEQ. Okay. I actually divested from my Equilibria holdings, and I'm going to explain why. My problem with Equilibria at this time is that there is no cap on service node operator commissions. They can claim 100% commissions. They can claim 5%, 30%. Those commissions are extortionate, and that is what I hate about proof of stake, is that if it's done wrong, it leads to centralization. And there's exactly one developer in that entire project. He had a deal to bring on 2 developers, and then they just kind of mysteriously decided not to work with him. That's a red flag to me. That's a problem. Now, does that mean that it's a bad project? Probably not. I think it has good technology and it's got some good write-ups. But I decided to divest from it because it was eating away at my staking income. And I took 1/3 of that stack and put it into persistence and got the same staking income, cashed out the rest, and I've got the same staking income. So the only point I invested in XQ is to have private staking income. But if I've got if I don't have some type of like validator service that allows me to have a handle on the fees that I'm paying consistently, like a flat 4% fee like Gpool offers or other validators, then I'm just going to get ripped off, because at any point they could just say, yeah, we'll take 90% of it. So I was like, you know what? So I just basically gave them the middle finger and said, my investment's off the table. I'm done. I might reconsider. I might. Yeah, it is. You're right, Primal. It's great for node operators, but look, if you've got all these high commissions, it's going to be a really excellent way to drive the price down. It's also going to be an excellent way to keep new market entrants from entering, because there's not going to be any advantages to staking unless they get a massive stack. So I don't want that in crypto. I don't know about anybody else, but if you buy persistence, it doesn't matter if you're buying $5 or 50,000. You can stake it and earn 35% APY instantly. Why wouldn't you do that? And the staking validating operator that uses Gpool, which has a 4% commission, not of your total earnings, but just 4% of what you're getting paid, and it's the best yielding staking investment I have in my portfolio. Now, with persistence, the staking yields are going to have in 2023, March 2023, and again in March 2025. So you're going to have to trade it if you want to keep the same types of staking rewards. But if you don't want to trade it, just expect your rewards to get halved. And if that's not something that you're comfortable with, look into other staking assets that don't have like that, such as Theta and Theta Fuel, because the Theta network has 4 different passive income use cases. Staking Theta, which is kind of minimal. Staking T-Fuel, which has pretty decent yields. Putting in a T-Bill T-Fuel trading liquidity trading pair on ThetaSwap.io, and staking Theta Drop, which is the governance token for the Theta Drop NFT website that NFT portal that Theta Network runs. So, and of course, ARQ. I don't know what an ARQ whale is. I mean, I have about a little over a $1,000 initial investment position in ARQ. It's frustrating to buy it because it's such a small market cap coin, and price movements can go nuts with minuscule volume because of wash trading, and not all of the coins are on there, so the liquidity is still low. But I mine it. I've been mining it since Christmas Day 2021, and the yields aren't bad. So I mean, if you're looking for a Monero alternative to mine, if you got decent hash rates, it's good. But right now, Monero is significantly more profitable to mine. So I don't put all of my hash power into mining Monero. I've got it mining Arcma and Monero simultaneously. So I just kind of divvy up my workloads. But yeah. I guess anybody that's got more than $500 worth of ARC right now is going to be a whale scene. So yeah, drop some money into ARQ. Eventually, you're going to be able to stake on layer 2 service nodes, and that's, in my opinion, it's just a better project than XQ, because it's actually got a team of developers instead of one guy that can't seem to keep agreements in place. So that's a problem for me. And this has been a problem that's been persisting for years with that project. Yeah. Let's see, any other questions in the chat? I don't see anything else. So do I like Ledger? Absolutely not. No. Ledger got hacked, and when they got hacked, what happened was the hackers were able to take over their point of sale system, and whenever and they implemented a digital skimmer that stole all their financial information, their address, and everything else. So they were able to gather intel on where the customers were. And whenever customers were placing an order, they would get a ledger in the mail, but that ledger didn't come from Ledger. It came from a hacker that embedded code on it. And they set up the wallet and put on their money, and poof, it's gone. Why? Because they had the private key. because they had the mnemonic phrase. They had the algorithm that generated the whole thing, and they just wiped it out. And that's not and that's risk tolerance that is absolutely unacceptable to me. I personally use the Apollo wallet, which took forever for me to get. I just started using it, but primarily I use Trezor Model T. The problem is that there's not a lot of assets that are supported on it. So for the ones that aren't, I use keystore files. Keystore files on an encrypted USB stick are just as secure as a hardware wallet. The difference is going to be you're going to need multiples because you can't restore them with a mnemonic phrase. But the advantage is that you can store whatever you want on them. You can store client data, you can store whatever you want, pictures, as well as your keystore files. Whereas with a ledger, it's not designed for storage; it's just designed for, private, key stores and private keys and stuff like that. I don't have a website. Again, I operate completely under the table. I don't prefer to have a public presence. I operate old school, like the pre-internet days, but I selectively use my communication platforms because it's not that I don't want to put myself out there publicly. I just need to stay focused on my healing, and I need to kind of garner my workload in a way that I'm able to manage it while I am in that process, because we're all in the crypto game and we're all in a ball, and I need to take on more clients and get more revenue streams, but not at the expense of my recovery. If you want to get in touch with me, you can message me on Telegram at Christopher_Lundy. Contact me directly that way. I also have a session ID. I'm not going to post it to this meeting, but if you would like it in a use session, I will provide you with my session ID. If you prefer to use session for highly confidential conversations, session is absolutely the best. It is far superior to Telegram in every way for this purpose. And I encourage everyone in this group to create a session account, and you can get it at getsession.org. And I have posted this. I actually need to post this to my my OPSEC group. And when you install Session, I prefer to use it on Linux only, and that's another aspect. If anybody needs operational security assistance, I can do consultancy by the hour. It's not going to be cheap. My hourly rate is about $100 an hour. So if you need in-depth stuff and you are prepared to pay that money, feel free to ask, and I'll be happy to consult with you. And yeah, Session is the most secure messaging app out there that's free, and it runs on the Oxen blockchain. OXEN is the ticker symbol. So that's another great project to get into if you're looking for another altcoin that's not really on the radar of the rest of the general public.
Does anybody have any final questions for Chris? I'm sure you guys can get in touch with them. That's your website, right, Chris? Oh, that's your session. Okay.
Website. Yeah. No, I don't have a public website, so you can contact me on Telegram at Christopher Lundy. So I'll just put this in the chat right now. So Telegram is at.
I think everybody on this call is in Fractal, so you can even just scroll down and find them. But yeah, if you want to find them, you can just search for that.
Yeah, I'm in Fractal, guys. So just type in Christopher Lundy and you'll find me there, and shoot me a message if you want to work with me. If you need some medicine, if you need some help with your crypto portfolio building, if you want to discuss a plan, I don't like cookie cutter investing. I like to tailor my investments to the individual. Some hedge funds like their portfolio. It's like, this is what goes here and blah, blah, blah. And, it's like, you're taking the risk as much as I am. So how you construct your portfolio is my top priority. I'm not interested in dictating to people. I'm interested in, coming to a conclusion. But if there's a bad project, it's like, Chris, I want you to go 50% position in Hex. I'm going to be like, I don't think we can work together, man. It's stuff like that. It's important to be well educated on projects that are scams or projects that are pump and dumps, or like a lot of these noobs that are chasing DeFi and their 500% APY yields that lead to a rug pull, and it just continues ad nauseum, and the quote unquote regulators don't do anything about it. They just write about it and blah blah blah, and let the problems accumulate, and then they come with their fake solution. So, no thanks, ladies and gentlemen. I don't dance, not with those people. Sorry, Mr. President, I don't dance. I don't remember what movie that's from. I think Air Force One or something. Oh, Clear and Present Danger, Harrison Ford, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if that's all, thanks so much for joining the call today. And I would like to, before I sign off, I just want to give my heartfelt thanks to Primal Advantage, because I'm very lucky and very blessed to have her as a part of my personal life, a permanent part of it, and I'm very thankful for all of her love, her wisdom, and her guidance in this extremely trying time that we all find ourselves in. And by following my heart, by resonating with the love frequency that was still inside of me, but was being held down by this disease, and to have my chakras released in such an intense way is the most beautiful experience of my life. And I'm really excited to see what comes, what dreams may come from this and what may manifest. Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Hey, thanks, Chris, for coming on and giving us your time, your insight, and your story, because it's really unique and one of a kind. And we're glad that you're healing, you're on your journey, and you're here with us in our group here. Thank you for everyone for coming out. I'll actually record this, so it'll be in the channel for anyone who is not on here and wants to see it. So thanks, you guys, for coming out. God bless.